What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this. So Ab do an interview on the Breakdown Crew with Wing and Company. Wing, Jay Banks, Shy Brown, Chris Petty. So Ab do an interview over there explaining the T-Rex situation. We're going to listen to some of his interview. If y'all want to hear the whole interview, it's like an hour, 14 minutes long. Y'all want to hear the whole interview, the conversation, go over to the Breakdown Crew, subscribe to their channel, check it out. We're going to hear Av, and then I'm going to give you the real full breakdown of everything, because I actually was on the phone with the other parties involved. Let's just hear what Av had to say as I break them down. No, matter of fact, let me give you the breakdown first. And then we're going to hear Av speak. And let's just see how we put these things together and see who telling the truth and who not. So first, Rex goes on the champion platform and he began to explain the relationship with Av. Like first, Av was they was responsible for Av being a part of Cave Gang because he was screaming Doc Mob first. Now, I talked to Jim Bigger. That's the dude who knew Av, you know what I'm saying, and was introducing him to the team. I speak to Jim Bigger. I spoke to Bad, also, the two parties involved. When Rex was on the champion show saying, roll the footage. Y'all know I can't use none of that footage. But I definitely talked to them brothers personally. Jim Bigger was the one who introduced Av to Bad. Who he's speaking about. The other party involved. And what happened is, Av called Jim Bigger, who actually that's their cousin. That's Rex and them cousin, who knew Av. Av called him because he had got, I'm going to tell you what was told to me. He had got robbed, or somebody took his wallet. Some female chick from Long Island took his wallet. So he didn't have nothing. He was stranded. He called Jim Biggs. He called Jim Bigger. He called Jim Bigger to help him out because he knew he was from New York and everything, and he was stranded. But at this time, Jim is out of town. He not in New York. He like, hey, where you at? He said, I'm in Long Island. I'm stranded. I just got ripped off. Jim say, hold on a second. I'm going to call you back in 5 minutes. Jim wasn't the one who ended up calling him back. Who ended up calling him back was Bad. Bad called him. What's going on? Because when Jim called Bad and told him the scoop, that's his cousin. He right up on it, no doubt. I got you, cuzzo. Hey, what's going on? Ab telling him what happened. I don't have nothing. I just got ripped off, you know what I'm saying? He like, where you at? He like, Long Island. He tell Av, okay, catch you a cab. I'ma pay for it. He called a cab from Long Island to Brooklyn. The cab fare ended up being somewhere around $110 from Long Island to Brooklyn. Bad go and pay the cab. Pay the cab fare. Ab then come sleep on his couch. Bad the next day give him the money to get back home and drop him off at the train station. That's what Rex was addressing on the champion show. And that's the same tweet you saw Av saying, yeah, I was in a little situation, but shouts out to homeboy who helped me out. That's who he talking about. That's who he talking about. Rex brother. That being said, Av then want to do an interview, and this is what Av said in this interview. Let's listen to his interview of him explaining his story, and let's see if it lines up with what they said. Here we go.
Let's get to the Jag situation briefly. The Jag situation ain't nothing for real. This Rex shit ain't nothing for real. For starters, I've never been around Rex in New York, never been nowhere to his house, never, none of that shit. The situation we speak of, it wasn't nothing serious. Ain't nobody robbed me or no shit like that. For him to be like, somebody took something from me. Long story short,
Okay, so nobody robbed him. Nobody took nothing from him. This is what Av's saying. Let's see if it lines up. Because I heard part of this interview already. Let's see if y'all wise and smart also. After what I just told you, and after him telling his part.
I was in Long Island, going to visit a friend of mine. She went, it's like 2015. She went a little crazy. I had to get the fuck out of Dodge. Left.
Okay, so he went to Long Island to visit a friend of his. It got crazy. She got crazy. He ended up getting the F out of there, out of Dodge. And watch this. Watch this. Let me just go a little bit back.
Something from me. Long story short, I was in Long Island, going to visit a friend of mine. She went, it's like 2015. She went a little crazy. I had to get the fuck out of Dodge. Left shit at the house, at the house and shit. So called me and like, nigga.
So, things got crazy with him and the girl. He got out of Dodge and left stuff at her house. He left stuff at her house, then called a couple of his partners. Listen. So let's keep that in mind. He went to visit a friend, a female in Long Island. Things got out of hand. He had to get the F out of Dodge and left stuff at her house. Then he called a friend. So he left his stuff at her house and called a friend. Let's listen.
Nothing serious. Ain't nobody robbed me or no shit like that. For him to be like, somebody took something from me. Long story short, I was in Long Island, going to visit a friend of mine. She went, it's like 2015. She went a little crazy. I had to get the fuck out of Dodge. Left shit at the house, at her house and shit. So called me and like, nigga, I'm tearing my ass back to the end. This motherfucker nigga's crazy. So shout out to my nigga Mike P. Mike P. went to take me to the station. Train station. He picked me up from Long Island and take me to the train station. So I called my man back that know. You know what I'm saying? Another dude from Dot Bob. You know what I'm saying? I called him to tell him what happened. Like, nigga, you ain't gonna believe this shit. And he's supposed to come to New York the next day. So I was gonna stay out there until he got there. We'd leave with him.
Okay, so he called a friend of his that was with Dot Mob, who was supposed to have been in New York the next day, who wasn't there. Starting to add up a little bit, but don't forget the clues that's been said. He said he left his stuff in the house, but Mike P took him to the train station. But he wanted to get back to VA. So he called his guy to tell him what happened, but who wouldn't be in New York to the next day. But this happened right now. And he said he want to leave and go home right now. I want y'all to pay attention. Listen to what these brothers say.
At the house and shit. So called me and like, nigga, I'm tearing my ass back to the end. This motherfucker nigga's crazy. So shout out to my nigga Mike P. Mike P. went to take me to the station. Train station. He picked me up from Long Island and take me to the train station. So I called my man that know. You know what I'm saying? Another dude from Dot Bob. You know what I'm saying? I called him to tell him what happened. Like, nigga, you ain't gonna believe.
He said Mike P picked him up from the Long Island and took him to the train station. Remember what he said? Mike P picked him up from Long Island, then took him to the train station because he finna go home. So, these stories starting to conflict because according to Jim, Biggs, and Bad, you caught a cab from Long Island to Brooklyn and Bad paid for it. You just said Mike P came and got you from Long Island and took you to the train station. Your story finna get a little messed up, Al.
He this shit, and he's supposed to come to New York the next day. So I was gonna stay out there until he got there with me with him. So I called my man back that know, you know what I'm saying, another dude from that bar, you know what I'm saying. I called him to tell him what happened, like, nigga, you ain't gonna believe this shit. Cause he's supposed to come to New York the next day. So I was gonna stay out there until he got there with me with him. I'm like, hell no, nigga, I'm bringing my ass back tonight, man. So we laughing about the situation down there. So I get to Times Square, I'm like, yo, I'm goddamn, I'm about to catch this motherfucking Chinese bus back to motherfucking the VA. So he's like, look, if you don't catch it, my man, such and such out there, you know, he fuck with his Doc Mars shit, he gonna look out for you. Mind you, I don't know these motherfuckers either. But this my nigga, and he vouching that this person will be straight if I want to, like, you know, sit down in the morning to the morning and just come out there in the morning. Just go home in the morning and shit in case you don't make the bus. Cause it's like damn near 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. So goddamn, by the time I get out there, so goddamn, I hit the nigga up. You know, we actually called on freeway. Like, yo, so I'm like, hey, I need him to, you know what I'm saying, be there, get him right, you know what I'm saying, make sure he gone right, you know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. That's it. I ain't know the motherfuckers either. I mean, he didn't call Rex, none of that shit. Like Rex, he was always on interviews talking about Ab been Doc Mar forever. No, nigga. I ain't been no Doc Mar for 7, 8 years. That's all every interview you say you speaking on that shit. No, nigga, no, I haven't. I know mutual niggas. When I joined the Doc Mar shit, it was because of Rock. That's it. I was caved first, period. But then that we caved and Rock is Doc Mar, you know what I'm saying? He got the relationship, so we all fans. We're like, fuck it, we ride with these niggas, man. But that.
Okay, hold on. Now let's go here. So he gets to Times Square to catch the bus. When he gets to Times Square to catch the bus, it's obvious he missed the bus. So he ended up calling back on the phone with Jim. They said that didn't happen. Bear said that didn't happen. So he said Rex never was a part of Dot Mob. He always was Cave Gang. Okay. Jim Biggs go on to tell me even more. Ab wanted to be Dot Mob. So Ab was asking Jim Biggs, to hook him up to be a part of Dot Mob. Rex got the call. Hey, dude want to be a part of Dot Mob. Rex was like, I don't really know him like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really trying to do nothing with these new dudes really like that. But I put K Shine on him. Could he come up with a stack or something? Then you know what I'm saying? We'll look into what's going on. Let's see if he can do a battle with something with Shine or something, you know what I'm saying? And check him out and all this. So Jim let it be known to Av, like, hey, they gonna check you out and everything, such and such, see what's good, but could you bring something to the table? You know what I'm saying? Could you come up with a stack or something? Av couldn't come up with the 1,000. This is what they saying. Av couldn't come up with the 1,000. But he wanted to be a part of it real bad. And since Jim Big was a part of it, Jim was like, look, I'm Dot Mob. You could just rock the Dot Mob up under me. You can rob the Dot Mob thing up under me. You cool with me, we cool with each other. So guess what? Long as you rock with me, you Dot Mob. That's what Jim's told me that he told Av. So Rex's story is accurate. Av is aware of that. Y'all know I don't know Jim Biggs. Jim didn't want to do the interview, but he said, say my name. They know who it is. Say my name. And remind him of the car I let him borrow. And some of my stuff came up missing out my car. The PlayStation and the music. Remember that? How I know that? Av, how do I know that? Right.
That time you see all that, that's nothing shit to do with a broad I ain't know them motherfuckers me. But my man said his people's good. I can stay there till the morning. I'm a goddamn do it. They can say what they want to say. I ain't that. Fuck it. Shout out to the homie though, because he definitely did what my man asked me to do. I stayed there and I left in the morning.
So when he say shout out to the homies, he did what he had to do. He let me spend the night on his house and he left in the morning. Okay.
And ain't nobody take nothing. Ain't no shit get taken from me. I was out there doing no dining or nothing. I was going to visit somebody, chilling for the weekend. It was crazy. I got the hell out of the car. That's all you think I was going to do.
Okay. He said, ain't nobody take nothing from him. He stayed for the layover in the morning and he got out of Dodge. So, Al, are you really going to sit here and say that this brother didn't spend $100-something in cab fare for you from Long Island to Brooklyn? Are you going to say that when you came over that man's house and spent the night, that man didn't pay your way back home to Virginia? You going to say that? That's what you're going to say? It's obvious something got took from you if they had to pay your cab fare, brother. And Jims and Bad both agreed that they paid your that he paid your cab fare and your money to get back home. I'm listening to them both on the phone and they both telling the story, and Bad had to get his money back from Jim because Jim was supposed to got up with him on Friday to take care of some other type business, but he ended up showing up Sunday, and just so that he didn't even want the money, but just so he could fight him, he told him, matter of fact, and give me my money you owe me for paying dude cab fare and sending him home and putting him home, and got that from him because he was salty. He showed up on a Sunday instead of a Friday. They both on the phone talking about this whole thing. But you trying to underplay it and sweep it under the rug as if it didn't happen, and that's what's fake. You trying to expose T-Rex as being fake, but in reality, bro, you're exposing yourself because you know that brother paid that money in your cab fare from Long Island to Brooklyn. Why would you lie about that? You know that man paid your way to get back home. Why would you lie about that? So you trying to, I get you trying to take up for Rock. I get you trying to do that, but at the same time, you're making yourself look bad, bro. Because you have to know that what you're saying is a lie. I'm talking to both look, let me tell you something. First I hear from one dude. The other dude don't even know he finna get the call. He get the call and explain it the very exact way without knowing what I was already told by the other brother. And everything they said seemed to line up. Your story don't line up. You said you left your stuff at this woman's house and had to get the hell up out of there. What stuff did you leave? It seemed like if you left something, what did you leave? Because that's what validates their story. It's obvious whatever was left or taken or stolen, you didn't have nothing, so you had to make a desperate call. Hey, look. And he like, don't worry about it. My man's here. He got you. Bad called you. Hey, where you at? I just got the call from my cousin. He said you with people. Don't even worry about it. I got you. What you don't know, Bad called Rex also. Rex gave the okay too. So why you trying to say it had nothing to do with Rex and Rex lying? Rex gave the okay too. Rex knew about it. He got the call also. And he okayed it. You didn't know that? You didn't know that? Well, now you do. Well, now you do. See? So when you just throwing this man under the bus, you don't even know that he helped you too. You don't even know that he helped you too. See how that go? Your story don't line up. Let's listen to some more of this.
So where you think all this is coming from, man? Where you think all this is coming from? You trying to just fucking raise the rent, man. He good when it comes down to.
Now, let's address the Randy the Rat. He said it's coming from Randy the Rat. T-Rex, calling him a rat. Listen at why. Let me just show you how fake these brothers is. Listen at why they call T-Rex a rat. Listen closely.
The stories, man. He good with that shit. Look at the story with the fucking weird shit.
Listen at the bridge story, y'all. Listen.
All this is you, Rex, is you, Luke, and his wife. Y'all see Brez. The time on him talking, he had a hand on him. Now all of a sudden, this invisible man.
That's why they call him Rex a snitch. He told on Briz, saying Briz had a hammer on him. Let me open y'all people up to something y'all might not know. When Rex said Briz had a hammer on him, Rex was telling the truth. But what y'all don't understand, it wasn't a gun. It was a real hammer. The hammer and nail set. The construction set that you have the belt on. It wasn't the gun. When Rex said Briz had a hammer on him, people think that he's talking about a real gun. So that's why they calling him Randy the Snitch, because when he was on the Champion Show and he said we saw Briz and he had a hammer on him, they ain't even listening to the full story. When Jay Black heard him say that, Jay Black was thinking he was talking about a gun too. Rex was like, so Jay Black was like, he talking about the hammer with the nails. And Rex like, yeah, the hammer with the nails. But Rex is serious. People thinking he meaning a real gun. And Jay Black thinking that he cleaning up what Rex saying. But Rex literally mean a real hammer. That's why he goes on to say, Briz had a fake hammer. We had the real hammer. You understand what I'm saying? He also says Briz had a hammer to build stuff. We had a hammer to kill stuff. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't the real hammer. It wasn't the real gun Briz had. Briz had a real working hammer with him, not a real gun hammer. And they calling him snitches because they thinking he meaning a real gun. No, he meant the real working hammer, a hammer and nail set. That's the hammer he was saying. But so Briz could feel like a big man or a gangster or a G, Briz know he had only a hammer. But since people think the hammer he had was a real gun, he's going to accept that as though he's a G, like, yeah, I had a real gun. But you didn't. You had a hammer. And all them vouch you had a hammer. I'm finna say something else that I know personally to be true because I was FaceTimed at the time. Let me show you. Watch what he say.
Yes, but you talk about what happened. Where that nigga come from?
Right here.
Like, ain't nobody take nothing. Ain't shit get where it's coming from, man. Where you think all this is coming from? You trying to fucking, just fucking raise the rent, man. He good when it comes down to stories, man. He good with that shit. Look at the story with the fucking weird shit. All this is you, Rex, is you, Luke, and his wife. Y'all see Brez. You tell on him talking, he had a hand on him. Now all of a sudden, this invisible man's of yours, but you talk about what happened. Where that nigga come from?
See, right there. See, I know that to be true. That was the day I talked to Rex. When I talked to Rex, me, Rex, Mook, and Mook wife, we was on FaceTime together. They was on their way to Washington, D.C. to host the battle. They FaceTimed me from the battle live where JC was battling somebody else. And Rex was talking to some of my people and my guys that was here with me because they was trying to hook a battle up. He wanted to try to book a 1-round battle with Rex for 5 stacks. No, he actually wanted to shoot at Mook for it. But I'm like, Mook worth more than that. And Rex was like, I'll take the 5 stacks. What you gonna do? You get what I'm saying? We was on FaceTime with each other, okay, when that happened. So when he say, who's this man that pop out of nowhere, where he come from, who's supposed to have the real hammer, Av just said, where he come from, that's the one who was with him. You sound crazy. That's the one who was with him. I saw it. You get what I'm saying? So I know that to be true. I personally know that to be true. So when you saying that, I know for a fact that that's a lie. I know for a fact that's a lie. Because Rex wasn't the driver. And I know he wasn't alone. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. That's when I first talked to him. So I even know that that's a lie. So all these lies and stories y'all doing, that just look real bad. That look real bad because they lies. They lies. You definitely, whatever happened, you got ripped off. According to you, you left all your stuff at our house. Right. Let's just think about this, people. You in somebody's house, things get out of hand, she go crazy. You have to leave. You visiting her. Remember what he said? I was visiting a friend. Things got bad. I had to leave. I left all my stuff there. If you visiting, things got that bad in the house, you had to leave your stuff. How much stuff you had with you, brother? And how did it get that bad that you had to leave immediately just like that? It sounds like what Bad and them saying is true. Because let's just be honest. If I'm visiting a girl, I'm into it with a girl I'm visiting. Okay, thing like, I'm grabbing my stuff, I'm gone. How it gets so bad, I have to leave everything I got. Then say I'm going back. What? It's obvious what I bought with me had to mean something if I bought it with me. Why would I just leave it at her house? See how your stuff don't add up? Especially as somebody who understands life. So how you got money to get back home if you left all your stuff? Let me guess. You had some money in your pocket. Your story just inconsistent. It don't even line up right. Why would you have to call your guy or what just happened to you if you got into it with a girl? Okay, you got into it with a girl. But if it was much deeper than that, and you calling a guy who's from the city, who probably got connections, and that just happened to you, but he ain't there at the time, then he like, hey, I'm gonna call my one guy because I'm not there right now. I believe they story over yours. I believe they story over yours any day. And I know that man ain't gonna lie like that. That man sat there and put it on everything, put it on his kids and everything, and that dude ain't finna lie like that. Neither one of them gonna lie like that. Neither one of them gonna lie like that. And they both stories lined up exactly the way one said it without the other one being on the phone, not knowing how the conversation was going. So I definitely believe them over you. You lied, brother. Why would you lie about something like that, fam? Only to try to bring shame to somebody else. That's horrible, dog. Y'all. That's probably why y'all in the same crew. Oh, y'all suspect. Y'all do some crazy flaky stuff. That's crazy. Why would you lie about that? Why would you lie about that? Anyway, man, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment that's a question. It's yours. Subscribe to Battle Truth, man. Again, that whole interview could be found on the Breakdown Crew, man, on Wing them show, along with Jay Banks, Shy Brown, Chris Petty, Mad TV, Malone, and Mojo. You know what I'm saying? Check out that interview if y'all want to hear the whole thing, man. But come on, man. Real talk. I don't believe nothing you said, fam, at all, because I know it to be a lie. Also, subscribe to Battle Truth. Hit the link in the description box, man. Follow me on my Patreon. I have a Patreon channel now, separate from YouTube, man. It's a lot of content over there. I just uploaded 7 fire songs on there, 7 more fire songs on there. Y'all should check out in here. Fire. DME Detroit. Check it out. 7 more fire songs up there y'all ain't never heard. Um, I got over 30, almost 30 blogs up there y'all ain't seen or heard neither. That's only exclusive for that channel. That channel will definitely fire. I'm loading it up with nothing but the best, the Battle True Fire contents, man. You don't want to miss out on it, man. Join my Patreon. Subscribe. Follow me. Support me over there, man. Rock with your boy, man. So your contributions, charity is definitely needed and appreciated. If you rock with me and like what I do, join my Patreon. Click the link in the description box. Join my Patreon. You don't want to miss out on that. It's fire. I'm doing new, bigger things over there on that channel. I'm giving you the best of Battle Truth over there. If you like me on YouTube, you gonna love me on my Patreon channel. Join my Patreon channel. It's worth it. You don't want to miss out on it. It's full of nothing but fire. And it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment that's a question. It's yours. Subscribe to Battle Truth.